You know what motivates you. What can you do with that? Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, we've talked about the five levels of motivation. So we've talked about survival, to safety, to social interactions, um, to recognition, and then ultimately to finding your purpose. That's great. I mean, it's wonderful to know what motivates you because you can then make decisions on how to best secure that motivation and then move on to the next level. So what do you do? Let's talk about building skills. So I'm the training guy. I like talking about training and I like showing how training can relate to solving a lot of your other problems. So one of these is motivation, or at least supporting certain motivational skills. Um, when you are working through your motivational process, there are different ways to approach how to strengthen your current motivation and then move on to a more productive and more ultimately safer level of motivation, satisfying that need. So, for instance, if you are in survival mode, this could be whether or not this is your first job, it's your first job in a long time, or maybe it's just your first job at a company and you want to do well, you want to give off really good impressions because you want to keep this job. You're in survival mode. So, how can training help you? Well, there are lots of different ways. One, onboarding. You've got to have very solid onboarding, give you all the best skills, the best way to succeed at your job, and then identify what success really looks like. That is one of the huge benefits of really well thought out onboarding training. Okay. Other things are learning how to better deal with problems on your own, stuff that onboarding doesn't cover. And that's all going to be right there and should be made available by your company. These training opportunities are given to you in order to best help you succeed in landing and surviving your first job. So the next level would be, what about safety? Okay. Safety, a lot of times, particularly within a job, means that you are looking for safety and reliability in that job. You are going to keep that job for a reasonably long enough term. And so you are performing well, you're meeting all your KPIs and all the fun stuff. And you want to learn to do it very well so you can show that you are well valued. Okay? This can easily be done by extending your knowledge. So the more you know, the more parallel knowledge that you can bring in will help you do better at your job. So you're no longer just surviving the job. You're no longer just going to get your paycheck and then leave. You're looking to make sure that you keep that job for a longer period of time and you're therefore succeeding. You're looking at your KPIs, you're looking at where you can improve on those KPIs, and you're taking the related skill development training in order to help you best succeed at this. At this point, I would say that you would be or you would be you would be best served to utilize all the um, large learning library training um, opportunities that are out there with your company. So whether it's Skillsoft or you know LinkedIn Learning or Go1 or whoever's providing it, you are going to be invested in looking for stuff that's parallel to your job so you can better understand how to best succeed at whatever job that is, whether it's soft skills or customer service or better engineering skills, better programming skills. I mean, whatever it is, you are looking to succeed better at the job. At the next level is social. Now, social is a tricky one because social is where you start really working with other folks and it's getting that camaraderie with other folks. Depending on your needs, this can be stressful and this can be difficult. If you are neurodivergent, it's difficult to relate to your peers because they think differently than you do, and you think differently than they do. Um, so usually differences are not accepted. So how can you use training to better help you? A lot of this is going to be on the company side, focusing on how to best manage and work with those who are neurodivergent. Social relationships are going to build and grow naturally as people better understand one another. So for more relationship training and more inclusion training, more development training, more understanding of different neurodivergent flavors, for lack of a better word. Knowing how to interact with someone with ADHD versus autism versus dyslexia versus dyspraxia versus dyscalculia. There are lots of different ways that people can think that will do and serve them very well in their role. In fact, it'll make them excel because they tend to be more creative and they tend to be, think more outside of the box and be more focused on doing things depending on what type of neurodivergence they have. But because they're different, you need to be able to relate with them. So more training and more understanding on that part is going to be invaluable. Okay, recognition means you want to become more and better at what you're doing, so much so that you get the recognition and the validation that your work is appreciated. So that is going to be focused around, as far as training is concerned, you're going to look to expand your skill sets even more. So you're going to find lots of related skills that may be peripheral. Like, for instance, if you're a programmer, learning maybe some really good social interaction skills. And when I say social interaction, I don't mean like, talking to other people necessarily. It could be building a good social interaction within your product and within your programming. So you have a good UI and UX experience. A lot of this additional training outside of your core responsibility helps give you a more rounded, a more cosmopolitan view of what it is your job does and how it impacts not just you, your department, and your peers, but other departments within the company and ultimately customers. And then you're able to tie your relationships back to the customer and your work back to the customer, which ties in very nicely to the next level, the final level, which is purpose. If you are able to tie your role to the end result of what the company is built to do and what they're trying to accomplish, and all your other needs are met, you're able to find purpose in what you're trying to accomplish. There really isn't a training out there that I have been able to find, or that I can conceive of at this moment, that will help you reach that goal. This is a journey of self-discovery, but it does come from having better understanding of all the other ways your job works and interconnects and interrelates with different parts of the company and different roles. This is where breaking down silos, going cross-functional, cross-departmental experiences can be very enriching. If your company has a matrix-style management process, this is going to be invaluable because you're able to see how everyone contributes to the end result, which is bringing your customers and your users the value that they wanted when they first started using your product or using your company or using your service or whatever it is you do. Training can help in a lot of different ways. How you approach that really depends on what your end goal is. I would highly recommend that you stop and think about what it is you're trying to accomplish, where people are in their motivational journey, and how you can help them in that particular motivation and satisfying that need, and then move them on to the next level. Because as we grow and as we progress and as we get closer to that vision of purpose, then we become more fulfilled in what we're doing, more dedicated to what we're doing, and therefore more willing to do our best at what we're doing. So hopefully that was all very valuable. It was good information. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments. I'd love to see that. And then don't forget to click like and subscribe. That really helps me out, and enjoy your learning journey.